What's up, Internet? It's Dumbass Panicos Gaming. And I haven't felt great the last couple days, so there's not going to be any webcam. Anyways, we're just going to get right into breeding for Galarian Slowpoke again. And hopefully tonight we get it. I would like to get potentially 2 shinies this weekend, but that's kind of a long shot because I don't know how many eggs I'm going to get through for like the next hunt. Well, I guess Ponyta does breed pretty fast, so we should be okay there. But also, I mean, that pretty much requires me getting a Slowpoke tonight, so we'll see what happens. Also, hopefully, the NVIDIA broadcast stuff is working properly for the microphone. Because I did have to restart NVIDIA broadcast to get the webcam to work, even though I'm not using the webcam. But my concern was if I just disabled the webcam stuff while it was, like, not working correctly, it would break it even more somehow. So I just restarted NVIDIA broadcast, made sure that it was working properly again, and then disabled it. Yeah, I've just felt like shit the last couple of days. Today wasn't, well, right now anyways. Tonight it hasn't been as bad, which is why I'm streaming, but yeah, yesterday was not pleasant, and I worked, which did not help, and then so today it was just as bad. I was like, nope, that's not happening. Because today wasn't any worse than yesterday, I don't think, but it, being that I knew how miserable it was going to be going into work, I was like, nah, it's just not going to happen today. And I figured, you know, I didn't get any better after doing that yesterday, so clearly that didn't work out. Yeah, and as for not streaming at all during the week, I've got no excuse for you. I just didn't feel like it. I am kind of considering, for the immediate future, just going actually down to 3 days a week. Just streaming on Monday, or sorry, not Monday. I was going to say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but no, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was considering, or I am kind of considering doing that. If only because, well, weekends are easier to get viewers, and right now it's looking like that's going to be the thing that holds me back from getting affiliate on Twitch, so, you know. Granted, I don't have enough followers yet, but I think that'll come with time. But I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I will be doing midweek streams still. I don't know. Wasn't in the mood to stream, and I don't know. I wonder if it had something to do with me feeling sick. Actually, I know somewhat what part of it was. Why did I come over here when I still had an egg to do? Okay, yeah, okay. We are just all over the place right now. It's okay, we can grab that. I know why I came over here, because since I only had 1 egg left, I was like, oh yeah, we'll just come over to her, that way we can save a little bit of time. As to why I actually picked up an egg, no idea. I assume I just autopiloted. Oh well, we got 1 more egg to start the next set with. Also, I will say, if I do get the shiny today, I'm not even gonna, like, try to do anything else. I'm just gonna end the stream there, pretty much. Because, as I've said a couple times in, like, the last 10 seconds, just not feeling 100%. If I was smart, because I was gonna mention that's why the like the music box and like the counter and stuff is like in a weird spot. Because normally right above that would be the webcam. But if I was smart, I would make a I just thought of something else, but to finish what I was trying to say like 3 times now, if I was smart, I would make another layout just for like on days like this where it's just the music and the counter in the upper left corner where the webcam normally would be. But the other thing is, if I was smart, I would have just like replaced the webcam with like an emoji or something, just like a puke emoji. Oh well. I'll have to remember that for next time. Or just like a really stupid looking stick figure drawing or something. There are definitely better ways for me to go about it, but, you know, I only thought about this today, pretty much, so I didn't really put much effort into it. It'll be fine. It's not the first time I've had elements of the stream in weird spots. Was that the last one, or was there one more? Okay. You would think, having just looked at it like 3 times, I would know that, but here we are. Alright. But yeah, I would kind of like to get up to like 400 eggs today. Well, I would love to get up to 500, but that's not going to happen. I don't think I have enough time to do that. But if I can get up to like 400, that'd be pretty good. I think I do have enough time for that. Especially if we get back-to-back eggs like that. Alright, got back-to-back eggs, and now the next 3 are going to take forever. Cool. I suppose it makes sense that those were so quick, though, now that I think about it. As I basically had them both at the same time. Oh, I didn't remember to set myself a reminder for tomorrow. I just remembered that Pokemon Go Community Days for tomorrow. For Dino? I still have no idea how I'm supposed to pronounce that. But it's the one that involves Anti-Dragon. I really don't expect to get 3 of them, to be completely honest. But if I can get at least 1, I'd be happy. Honestly, I haven't even loaded up Pokemon Go in a few days now. I was, like, kind of considering replacing it as, like, my before bed game with Counterside. But, man, I don't know if every, like, well-known gacha game is like this, because I never really play gachas. If you can even consider them playing a video game. But there's way too much shit in that game, man. There's like 8,000 different fucking mechanics in terms of like collect the waifus and then collect weapons and armor and shit. Except you only collect the waifus and you make the other shit. But then there's like 8,000 different crafting materials and there's like 37 different currencies and there's login rewards, but also there's like 4 different pages that have login rewards. And she's like, oh my god, dude. Like, this is obnoxious. I just want something that I can hop into and play a little bit. You know, maybe 30 minutes. not be handling 38,000 different mechanics at the same time. So I ended up just being like I ended up just uninstalling it because it was like, I'm just gonna hate playing this. Again, air quotes around playing. What's up, Jed? Welcome back. Thank you again for the trading me more shinies. So yeah, thanks to Jed, I got another 10 kinda free shinies. I did have to send some stuff that is Shield exclusive stuff so you can work on his Pokedex and Sword, but yeah, anyway, so since I uninstalled Counterside, though, I haven't actually gone, like, I haven't opened up Pokemon Go again. In fact, what I should do is, I should open up Pokemon Home right now and accept some more trades. Or, mystery box trades, anyways. I'm gonna do that right now, too. Because, crazily enough, I don't need to use two hands most of the time to do reading. Oh yeah, I also haven't checked Pokedex Tracker in a couple of days. I'm not sure that site's ever going to get updated. I think it might actually have been abandoned. Because it's been over a month now. And like, most of that stuff probably should have been ready really damn quickly. I mean, the actual update to add like the Arceus regional decks didn't take this long. That only took about a month. And same with the, well, okay, so I guess it's about that time, but like, again, that's actually like adding the new Pokemon, so I don't know. It's a little worried about that. So I might have to switch over to that other one that was shown to me. Yes, one of the issues with me trying to accept mystery box trades right now is I always go through and check to see if any of them have good stats, or good IVs anyways. But I'm not going to do that right now. Because usually if they don't have good IVs, I just send them right back into the box. Oops. Yeah, the annoying thing about uninstalling Counterside is I had to like delete a bunch of shit to even install that game. My phone does not have much available storage left. And Counterside pretty much, not even pretty much, it did just like straight up max it out and I delete some stuff. But now it's like a week later and I uninstalled it, so whoops. I might try to see if there's just like some simple, light little gotcha. Which I'm sure there is. Or what I should be doing is honestly just do a little bit of Pokemon breeding before bed. But I don't know, I might just stick with Pokemon Go, because I was considering uninstalling it, but I guess I still want to keep it for community days anyways. Diablo Immortal, something slight, yeah, just a slight impact to your wallet. How much did that one dude spend? Like $15,000 to get like one good item? Crazy that Activision of all companies never would have seen that company coming. God damn it. Never would have seen it coming that they were going to do something incredibly greedy with one of their beloved franchises that was we already knew was going to be a shit show, because why the fuck were you making a mobile fucking Diablo game? Or, you know what, I'll even say, like, I don't necessarily mind the mobile Diablo. They hyped it up like the next big step for Diablo, and then obviously they immediately got clowned on hard because what's the matter? You guys don't have phones? God, what a disaster everything about that was, and somehow still not the stupidest thing that's been going on in Activision. Also, fun story. After investigating themselves and discovering no wrongdoing somehow about all the sexual harassment shit they've been doing. Cause, oh boy, that's real bad. Of course, they immediately also turned around and gave the CEO another big-ass raise or some shit. Or he's remaining as CEO or some shit, but it's absolutely fucking ridiculous. You ever imagine spending that much money on a video game? Yeah, that's like... There might be some exceptions, like... I know stuff like iRacing, not anywhere to that degree. Actually, you know what, with like a full-ass like sim setup, maybe, but okay, but like, you know, there's some shit where I could see it, but like on that shit, Jesus Christ. Like, yeah, literally go donate to an actual charity. You will literally get the exact same amount of value out of it. My Max is buying a battle pass. I don't like necessarily hate microtransactions, as long as they're not like too obnoxious. And yeah, like a battle pass is generally fine. Maybe I shouldn't say that. That's a little bit too broadly speaking. But yeah, like a battle pass can be fine. But yeah, it's insane how absurd that is. And it's especially bad because, like, Diablo, like, those are actual items you're getting. Like, they're not just cosmetic shit where it's like, oh yeah, let me just go buy a random pack of cosmetics in this game. Like, that's like, okay, whatever. Like, this is shit that you actually, like, need to have to play the game. Never bought in-game purchases. Why spend money on this when I could just get a brand new game? Yeah. I mean, if you really enjoy a game, like, I can definitely see wanting to just, buy outfits and stuff like that. Like, honestly, not to start giving Game Freak any ideas, but, like, if there were, like, microtransaction, cosmetics in, like, Gen 9, I can see myself buying those. I wouldn't buy the random packs, but like if they had, $1 for a different outfit or some shit, you know what? I would probably do it just because I play the games enough that, like, I might as well. Yeah, like that stuff is never, just pure value-wise, that stuff is never worth it to buy, because like you said, why would you buy a new outfit in a game when you can just use that money to buy a whole new experience? Oh, yeah, that reminds me. I need to update that card. Actually, I think what I might do is I might look into switching that other site pretty soon here. I think if Pokedex Tracker hasn't updated by like 4th of July. When is 4th of July? Please don't be on like a... Oh, fuck. Oh. Actually, you know what? It would be the same. Okay. Fucking my 2 Mondays from now is gonna suck ass for me at work. That's a whole other discussion. But yeah, I think if by then the Pokedex Tracker hasn't updated, then I'm just gonna swap over to the other one. As much as I like, that other one is so close to being what I want. Honestly, the forms would probably be perfect for me, but it's the fact that, like, for instance, for the Deoxys forms, it like duplicates, like it has, so you have your Deoxys in your living dex, but then you also have another regular Deoxys in the box with Deoxys forms. God, it blows my mind there isn't like some like site that lets you kind of customize like how you want to have that stuff shown. Yeah, like if that other one, I don't remember what it was called now, which is kind of a problem. But like if that one had been perfect, I would have already swapped over. But it's just, it was so close, and that like honestly kind of made it worse. But I mean, again, if Pokedex Tracker isn't updating, then there's kind of no point. Okay, a little annoying that I hatch an egg before, oh, right, because there's, look at the calendar. Anyways. I need something worth value. With at least most battle passes, they become infinite, and you can keep buying the battle passes with just one $10 purchase. I'll be honest, I've never really messed with them much, but I have heard about that before, and that is, like, really cool that they do that. Valorant is just a piece of shit. The skins cost so much, and the Battle Pass doesn't give you credits that you used to buy it, so every season you need to drop money. Well, yeah, like you said, Riot is a little bitch. They're like some of the OGs when it comes to that shit. Though, I will say, I don't know how Valorant is, but like League, as far as I can remember, or at least back when I played it, it was you could buy the champions with real money, but like the only thing that was entirely locked behind a real money paywall was the skins, which was like, that's fine. Because again, you don't need the skins at all to play it. But yeah, that's kind of shitty that Valorant doesn't have that stuff in the Battle Pass. That's really stupid. You can buy the characters in Valorant with real money. Yeah, again, I'm pretty sure that's how it is with League. But you at least do have the option of buying them with in-game currency. I don't know if it's the same with Valorant. But as long as, like, you're able to buy them. Granted, I will say, actually, League was pretty bad about how much time it took to, like, build up the currency to buy a character, especially a brand new character. It would take a long-ass time. So maybe I shouldn't be giving Riot too much credit there. Especially because, you know, if you actually, like, want to play competitive, you have to pretty much buy the new characters. At least if they're in your, like, main role. These microtransactions make me miss buying DLCs. Yeah. It's funny, because that's how people felt about DLC to begin with, that people were upset about, you know, paying for not full expansions. Though I guess the OG for that is the Skyrim horse armor, which, like, really is just a fucking microtransaction, but it was it 5 or... It was only $5, right? There's no way it was a $10 DLC for the horse armor. But, like, for the most part, not including the horse armor, but, like, for the most part, I never understood the complaints about, DLC. Like, yeah, it's not a full expansion, but also they generally weren't full expansion price. Like, expansions were typically like $30, I feel like. Or they were just straight up free. Which, granted, yes, it's really nice. It was nice when we got, you know, free, like, major content updates. But, like, the reason why that went away was because companies weren't making enough money. Like, the price of games didn't change for a very long time. It's only just recently that some games are $70. But meanwhile, the cost of development has shot through the roof. And after 20 years, you know, inflation does kind of add up and is kind of an issue. So, yeah, it's like... I don't know. But yeah, like, I don't mind paying money for more content. There's definitely some games where it's like, wow, that is not worth the price of admission, but that's just, like, on a case-to-case basis. But yeah, there's always stupid people that want to bitch about everything. I remember fucking Borderlands 2 had its season pass. And very clearly in the description it states, you will receive 4 story DLC. They never said all future content, never said all future story DLC, never anything like that. It specified 4. Not only did you get the 4, you actually got a free, another free DLC with it, although I would very much argue that DLC should have been free anyways for everyone. Because it was just the one that raised the level cap, but also added, like, a couple of guns. It was really stupid and kind of shitty. But, like, it was free for the season pass, and odds were, if you were, you know, gonna play, or if you cared about buying the level cap DLC, then you probably already were gonna have the season pass anyways. So, sure enough, you know, 4 story DLC come out. People are still playing the shit out of, Borderlands 2. And so Gearbox was like, well, I mean, you guys are still playing the game a shit ton, so I guess we'll just start making some, like, little mini story DLCs. So they started making the Headhunter packs, which, mind you, all 5 Headhunter packs all together cost the same as one DLC. They were $3 a piece, so it was $15 for all of them. First one comes out, people lost their fucking minds because I thought this was going to be free. No, you're an idiot. They literally told you what you were getting when you bought the season pass, you fucking idiot. And then fucking, oh my god, another 2K game, Civ 6, had the same shit where if you pre-ordered the deluxe edition, you got the first, you got like 4 DLC or something like that for free. I forget exactly what the number was, but it specified in the description you were getting civilizations, leaders, maps, and scenarios. I think were the 4 things they specified: civilizations, leaders, maps, scenarios. First, DLC comes out for the deluxe edition. That's a civilization. Yeah, which one it was. People lost their fucking minds. I thought we were getting expansions! Like, really, you thought for $10 you were getting 4 fucking civilization expansions that typically cost $30 a piece, and you thought you were getting that. Maybe it wasn't $10, but it was less than the price of one. It's like, what the? People are so fucking stupid, man. Speaking of fucking stupid, I didn't take my Pokemon out of the party. Yeah, the amount of money that people will spend on fucking cosmetics nowadays is, like, absurd. Especially when, again, so many people for so long bitched and moaned about actual content. You know, paid content, and then skins drop and just people go fucking feral for it. It's like, cool, guys. Yeah, like, again, shit like that, like, I don't mind the cosmetic stuff and, like, you know, spending a few dollars on a skin or shit like that. Especially if it's a game that you play a shit ton, or, like, you know, if it's a competitive game, I totally get, you know, wanting to customize your character for that shit, but, like, yeah, some of that shit's just insane. There'll be skins that are like $30 by themselves. It's like, okay, like, I'm sure some people do legitimately just get enough playtime out of games that, like, yeah, spending $30 on a skin isn't the stupidest thing ever, but, like, Jesus fucking Christ. And then, yeah, then there's loot boxes, which is just, like, that shit's bad. In general, again, some of, like, if people weren't fucking stupid about it, it would be fine. But, like, you're gonna have that in the game, but at least let free-to-play players earn their customization. I mean, being there's a battle pass, yeah, that's kind of shitty. If there wasn't a battle pass, I mean, that doesn't really bother me. Because, like, you're literally getting all the content for free, so just, like, you know, you can't really complain about not getting different colored characters for free, too, when literally the game is free. But if there is any sort of, like, paid option, then, like, yeah, there needs to be something involved with that, because that's pretty stupid. But, again, it doesn't really surprise me that Riot did that. Oh, and speaking of Riot, because think of, like, esports and stuff, kind of brings me back to Nintendo right now. There is some, like, Nintendo partnered with some sort of Smash, like, tournament circuit or some shit. And now is immediately, like, trying to just, like, smother something back. I forget exactly what it is, but there's, like, if you so much as, like, I think it was, God, I forget what it was. But, like, if you just, like, mention a certain character in the live stream for the tournament, you just get insta-banned. And it's, like, clearly from Nintendo. And it's just like, God damn it. I don't care at all about Smash or anything like that, but Jesus Christ, I feel terrible for people who, like, want to play Smash competitively. Because Nintendo, when it comes to that game, Nintendo is just a fucking awful. The amount of awful shit they put that community through is just like, I don't understand how people keep playing it. Been rocking no skins for longest. I refuse to waste my money. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, generally, I'm not gonna go fucking spend money on cosmetics. But again, if it, you know, going back to what I was saying earlier about, like, when people buy the stupid expensive skins and stuff, again, in a game like Pokemon that I'm gonna play a shit ton, if there was a cosmetic that I was, like, yeah, that looks really sick. I would like to have that, and it's, you know, a few dollars. Yeah, fuck it, I'll do it. Because again, I spend how many hours every week staring at this character in the game? Like, oh my god, if I could get a fucking... Again, I should not be giving Nintendo any fucking excuses to pull this shit. Because God knows they'll somehow become the worst about it. But, like, I don't like the bike outfits in this game at all. If it was like $5 to get one that wasn't ugly as shit, fuck yeah, I would do that. Because again, I have to look at this ugly ass fucking outfit all the fucking time. And they banned the guy who tried to make a mod that allowed us to get free... Well, no shit. I mean, you really can't complain about that. If it's an online game that has paid customization, that's generally going to be what happens. Because, I mean, you're literally going like, hey, don't pay the developer, just, you know, do this for free. I understand that a lot of times it's shit that isn't really, how do I want to say this? It, you know, isn't like it's, you know, ripping off their designs. It's just adding new ones for free. The other question is, because you also mentioned Warzone and Rocket League, is it client-side only? As in, like, so I assume if you do that, like, you install the mod and do it or whatever, it only shows up on your screen, right? It doesn't show for the other players? Yes? Yeah, see, so that's, like... That's perfectly fine. Usually what that ends up being, only for you, but I think Warzone, they can see it. That'd be very surprising if they could. Because just the way that shit works, they would have to basically be downloading the files from your computer every time that a new player connects to the end. I don't know. I'm sure some games do it, but yeah, like, you know, I don't know if World of Warcraft is the same, but like Final Fantasy 14, they don't give a shit. You can do whatever like graphics modding you want. Hell, there's a lot of shit that you're not even supposed to do, but they don't actually enforce it at all unless you're, you know, basically talking about it in game. But yeah, I mean, you can customize, you know, outfits and stuff all you want in Final Fantasy 14. Because again, it doesn't, other players don't ever see that, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, a lot of times that stuff is like, they at least claim it's because, you know, you kind of have to mod the game, and if it's an online game or an online competitive game, that's kind of an issue. Generally, it's really not, because again, like, you can do it just fine in Final Fantasy, because you're just replacing a model or a graphics file, but like... But yeah, especially like... The other reason why I highly doubt in Warzone other people can see it is because the potential for that to be used very abusively, harassively, offensively, that's really the term I was looking for there. But like, yeah, that is just asking for issues. What do you mean I can't put a giant swastika on my character? So yeah, I'm pretty sure if that mod let you do that in Warzone, they would have shut that shit down real quick. But again, for what it's worth, I haven't played... The only one of these games I've played in, it just gives you every skin. That would very much surprise... So that would explain... Okay, that would make sense why they, why other players might be able to see it, but like... That very much surprises me that they aren't banning people for that. Because again, at that point, you're literally just... I understand this is like... really stupid minor, shouldn't, you know... completely victimist, but you are basically pirating intellectual property at that point. Is it entirely meaningless? Yes, but like, it is. Zone can't even add fucking anti-cheat. No shot they'll go after it. Well, yeah. That is a good point. I think that's less that they don't want to handle it, more that they just can't. I guarantee if you're stupid enough to be in, like, text chat or something, be like, haha, I'm using a cheat so that way I can have all the skins. I bet if you get reported, they'll ban you. But yeah, if they're having issues with the anti-cheat, yeah, that's... Rocket League knows the mod exists. They allow mods that don't affect other players. Surprised Epic didn't fucking destroy the shit out of that. That definitely sounds like, you know, how the original developers would have been, but once Epic got a hold of it, I'm surprised they haven't done that, or they haven't changed that. But so is Rocket League the same, where it's just it just gives you access to basically all of the in-game cosmetic stuff? And specifically with, like, Final Fantasy XIV, like, you can just, like, straight up replace the models and stuff to be whatever the fuck you want. It's just that because only you can see it, so it doesn't really matter. Actually, it does have a funny effect too, where so like say you replace the texture or the model for like a specific like for a specific clothing piece, or like a hat or something. It won't just replace it, so it'll only be on, only you will be able to see it, but also any person using that item you'll also see it on them. So there can be some funny shit with that. Rocket League, you know for a fact people can't see what you use. Yeah, I mean, again, this really, it shouldn't really be something that people are concerned about, so it doesn't surprise me that's how it was, or that's, you know, how the original developers were thinking about it. But like, it's very surprising to me that Epic hasn't changed that policy. But if it's only you that can see it, it may well just be a thing that, like, how are you going to be able to tell? Or, you know, how would they find out, basically? I mean, regardless of what you want to argue with whether or not they should or shouldn't be doing that, 100% making that mod is, like, piracy. So, like, are they kind of shitty company for doing it? Yeah, but also it is well within their right to do it. Which, again, is why I'm kind of surprised that Epic hasn't done that with Rocket League, because, like, you know there's some suit that's going who just knows they're just leaving money on the table because of that. It's only illegal if... No, it's not! It is still 100% fucking illegal to do that, even if you're not making money. Or is it are you describing the same thing with Rocket League and Warzone, where it's basically giving you access to the in-game cosmetics? Because like, there's no way to argue around that. That is digital piracy. Is it absolutely victimless because fuck Riot? Yes. Is it still illegal? Absolutely. And whether or not you make money from it has literally zero difference. Maybe I shouldn't say zero difference. Instead of just getting sued for damages because of people not buying the DLC, you also have to give up any profits that you made. But regardless, like, whether or not it's illegal, it doesn't matter. It is straight up illegal. Making a profit doesn't change that. You can use ROMs. No, ROMs are not legal, technically. Most companies don't bother to pursue it because it's usually something they're not selling anymore. But unless you actually own a physical copy of that game, or in some way legally have the license to be playing that game, using a ROM is technically illegal. Again, most companies don't give a shit because, one, it's not even... The entire reason is that it's usually just something they're not selling anyways. And there are some arguments about, like, archival type stuff, where it's basically because there's no current way to, like... trying to figure out how to say it, but, like, there might be some exceptions for, like, archival type use, but, like, ultimately, if you're using it just for, like, entertainment, yes, ROMs are 100% not legal. And, well, let me take it back. Not 100% not legal, because, again, if you own a physical copy of the game, so, like, say if I go and download a ROM for Pokemon Black or White, whichever the two that I have, technically, Nintendo might not like it, and there is kind of a gray space legally. But ultimately, that's usually not an issue. And if you were to just, like, take the cartridge and rip the ROM straight from it, that is... most countries, that's going to be illegal. Now, whether or not you're going to have the lawyers to fight Game Freak and Nintendo is a whole other question. But, like... it's generally accepted that's okay. Same with, like, the emulators to use it. Generally, they have to rip the the system files from the console, and distributing those is generally considered illegal. But again, if you just rip the files yourself from the system, then it's not an issue. And generally, because of that, if you own, like, say, Nintendo DS, you're not going to have an issue with that. But without owning the physical game and the physical console, or somehow having license to use those without physically owning them, technically ROMs are illegal. That's why there's constant shit with Nintendo shutting down, or, like, DMCAing emulation sites or ROM distributing sites, because even though they're not making money off of it, it's still considered digital piracy. All the people that make sites can... Well, yeah, because the amount of legwork that the lawyers would have to do to hunt down every person who's tried to download that fucking ROM or whatever, it's just not worth it. And like, again, no one really cares about that shit, especially if it's a game that isn't for sale anymore. But ultimately, it is in the eyes of the law illegal because you don't own that game. Is it kind of stupid? Yes. Should there absolutely be some changes with regards to, like, if a game hasn't been physically sold or hasn't been, like, physically manufactured, or I guess it doesn't really work because digital stuff kind of throws this shit for a loop. But, like, say, you know, again, like, should GBA games be covered by fucking digital piracy stuff? Probably not, because there's no way to legally obtain a new copy of the game at this point, you know? But whether or not it should or shouldn't be that way is irrelevant. The fact of the matter is, it is that way. To be clear here again, all this shit I really don't have any issues with people doing. Because ultimately this is all victimless crime type shit. Oh no, fucking poor Epic's gonna make fucking 5 cents less on Fortnite skins. Cry me a fucking river, I don't give a shit. But like, why is Rocket League letting it happen? Because it's their right to shut that shit down. That doesn't mean they have to shut that shit down. Rocket League doesn't care because before they were bought by Epic, they were... I assume, anyways, that this mod was before Epic. If it's since Epic, then I actually have no idea why they're not. I'm glad they're not, but like, that doesn't make sense for Epic. But like, generally for the smaller companies, it doesn't make sense to do anything about it because... One, it's like, again... Same as both you and I, they're like, yeah, this shit doesn't matter. Who the fuck cares? It might hurt their bottom line a little bit, but then the other side of being that the public firestorm when they do something about that probably ends up costing them more money. Especially when you're like, I was gonna say smaller game, but Rocket League's microtransaction stuff got added well after it had blown up. Yeah, ultimately, like, Rocket League could tomorrow, the developers or Epic or whoever, could decide to shut that mod down and there would be nothing anyone could legally do about it. But, again, at this, they would probably, especially, this might be part of why Epic's letting it slide, is because they already pissed a lot of people off with some of the changes they made to that game when Epic picked it up. So they probably don't want to actually, like, smother it. So Riot could let it happen, but they would rather charge the player base $70 for a shimp bundle. Well, yeah, again, I'm not saying they're not fucking assholes for doing it. I'm just saying they are within their legal rights to do so. And for what it's worth, even though, again, it's still stupid that they're doing it, but that is kind of still worse than ROMs and stuff too, just because it's something that is actively available for sale, as opposed to like Pokemon Gold version, where you can't buy that anymore, at least new. So it's like, whether or not you download a ROM for it makes zero impact on Nintendo's ability to make money on that product, because, you know, they literally don't make money on that product anymore. And what about if it's custom skins? If it's custom stuff, then, like, the piracy stuff doesn't matter. But it shouldn't be an issue, because, again, that's how, like, Final Fantasy XIV, their stuff is. Just like modifying the texture files doesn't, you know, they don't give a shit. If it's purely graphical, it doesn't matter, but, like, who knows? Ultimately, at that point, you're modifying the game, and the terms of use absolutely say you can't modify the game. Even Final Fantasy's terms of use say you can't modify the game. They just don't actually enforce that part of it. And so, again, if they were to ban you for it, it would be legally within their right. That would be even more stupid than the current, you know, letting you use any of the cosmetics, or any of the, you know, the provided in-game cosmetics, but... And again, at that point, it's not an issue of piracy, though. It's a matter of just the fact that you'd be violating the terms of use, and so they would be able to just ban you from it because you violate the terms of use. And that one's not even like we can ban you for whatever reason we feel like, just because it's our product and it's our terms of use. Because that clause in, like, every fucking digital product needs to be shut the fuck down by every court in the land, but it won't, because it helps people that have money and only hurts people that don't have money, so that'll never fucking change. But in that specific case, I guarantee there is something that says you can't be modifying the game files. Stupid, absolutely, but... What's funny is earlier today I was thinking how I should probably try to avoid making any hot takes today on stream, just because I've been doing that a little bit and going on rants a little bit, and I was like, you know, maybe dial that back just a little bit. Whoops. Kind of fucked that one. Can't do that while I'm here. Fair enough. But yeah, morally, I agree with you pretty much on everything, but the law of the land does not agree with either of us. And to some extent, I mean, trying to write the nuance into that in a law is probably just not going to ever be realistic. Because, like, you're never going to be allowed to just legally pirate games. Like, a brand new game just came out, it's back, hey, let me just go download that because I can, or, you know, just, you know, pirate it for free and whatever. That's never going to be a thing that changes. Because, I mean, you're stealing intellectual property. Is it pretty much victimless? Yes. But, like, you know, that's just never going to be a law that changes. And so putting any sort of nuance into what it kind of is and isn't okay in that is always just going to be a shitfest. So it's generally just going to be easier to say, and I say this knowing that it never actually ends up fucking working with these games, but, like, you know, just if a company is going to be real shitty about it, just don't buy their fucking games or don't buy their products. But, like, I don't know. It sucks. There's a lot of shit that's just, like, shouldn't be an issue, but it is. But, anyways. But there's definitely shit that needs to be fixed with IP laws, especially concerning like either products that have been out for a long amount of time, because copyright was never intended. Why am I counting these? Whoops, my bad. Okay, so these mods exist. The anti-cheat just tries to work against it. Oh yeah, there's always going to be like under, you know, lesser known mods trying to do that shit. Because like they can't really like, you know, be tracking every single web forum on the internet and all that shit. Like there's always going to be someone somewhere doing that shit. But yeah, once they start getting any, you know, popular traction, then like it becomes very easy to find the source of it at that point usually. But yeah, like copyright law and all that stuff was never intended to be infinite. I forget exactly how long it was, but it was supposed to be, I want to even say it was originally because I know, like, now it's technically for the life of the artist, but we'll get into that shit show discussion in a second. But I believe originally it was something like 35 years or something. And then after, it's like, say you write a book. Again, we're talking like old copyright law. Like, you write a book. Legally, that is, you know, your work to distribute and profit from for, like, it was something like 35 years or something like that. And then after that point, it goes into the public domain, meaning that anyone can freely use and redistribute it without you making a penny off of it at that point. How it kind of works now is that it's for the life of the artist, basically, which makes sense, right? Like, I kind of get that, because, you know, if you're still alive to make money off of your work, you do deserve to make money off of your own work and not have other people make money off of you, or, you know, just, I was gonna say just take it from you, but there should be layers in this with like Creative Commons and those types of licensing. That's getting really into the weeds on this. But like, the problem with the Until the Life of the Artist is then you have shit like Disney, where Disney is basically considered the artist for all of their works. But Disney is a company. Disney doesn't die. So their properties never go into the public domain, which is extremely fucking stupid. There's so many properties that at this point should be legal for general use, but just, you know, because Disney paid a bunch of fucking, well, I shouldn't necessarily just say Disney, but a lot of the companies that had a lot of money to gain from changing how copyright works have made sure to make it works in their favor. Then you have Nintendo abusing copyright every chance they get. Yeah, I mean, again, they almost always they're working within the bounds of the law. But like, yeah, like, there's no reason why fucking, you know, red, blue, green, and yellow Pokemon games shouldn't be considered public domain at this point. There really isn't. Besides the fact there's actually, I was gonna say there's no way to currently buy like legal copies of the game. Technically, you kind of still can on the 3DS eShop, but that's going away very soon. But I mean, even considering that, like, honestly, after 25 years, like, you know, that shit should be public domain, really. Or at the very least, Creative Commons. And, like, part of that is that, like, you know, old games and shit. Like, there's no way to buy a new Sega Genesis and buy a Sonic game for it. That isn't a thing anymore. You can't do that. The only way to play those games at this point is technically to break the law. Now, it doesn't really matter because, one, no one's going to pursue that. How are you going to claim damages from that, even if they were going to, like, try and sue people for it? At most, you're going to say that by people downloading the old game, they're not going to buy the new ones, but, like, no one's not buying a new Sonic game because they can download a ROM for fucking, you know, an OG Sonic game. It also doesn't matter. They will never know if someone's getting ROMs. How will you ever trace that? I mean, there are ways to do it with, like, honeypotting and stuff. But generally, yes. But again, that's why they go after the sites that distribute that stuff. And again, those, for old games, those sites should be completely above board. Again, there should be no reason why I shouldn't be able to just go download Pokemon Red right now and emulate it. And, like, that's another thing. Like, anytime you see someone playing, like, Pokemon Red on stream, or, well, I don't even say that, because, again, technically, you can play it through the 3DS, and there's 3DS capture cards and all that shit. But, like, you know, like, Ruby Red or something like that, there's, without a physical Game Boy Advance and a physical cartridge, if someone's emulating that on stream, they're literally broadcasting their breaking copyright law. It's just that Nintendo doesn't really have a way to prove that you didn't just rip the files yourself. And also, like, fortunately, this is where the public firestorm that would happen is, like, enough that even Nintendo isn't gonna fucking try and fight that. I think in the past they have tried to, like, fight people streaming emulated games, and they kind of gave up on it because even they realized that that was literally just going to cost them money. Kind of like when they had their whole creator program for YouTube, where the only way to make money playing a Nintendo game on video, like, you know, to upload the video to YouTube and make money from it, you had to be part of their creator program. And then there was only some games you could do, and there's so much bullshit with that. But they gave up on that because, you know, again, it was hurting them more than it was helping. Anyways, the point is, old shit needs to go into public domain. Alright, I need to change the album over to something else real quick, because this is definitely looping by now. There we go. So how is emulating illegal? Because generally, again, technically emulating doesn't have to be illegal, because if you say you own a Game Boy Advance and you basically dump the system files from that onto your computer, and then you own a copy of Pokemon Fire Red or something, and you dump the ROM onto your computer. Because there are ways to, you know, take those programs and the files and stuff off of the devices. It isn't very easy to do, especially as, you know, stuff gets more and more complex. But generally, most countries just changing the format of a program or a, you know, an intellectual property, we'll just say, just changing it over to a different format isn't illegal. Like, if you were to take a DVD and rip it on your computer and then, you know, put a bunch of movies onto one Blu-ray, that isn't illegal, ever. The problem with emulating is that 99% of the time you don't have the you didn't, you know, you don't own the physical product, actually. And so, generally with games, or with anything at this point, with anything like movies and whatnot, you don't actually, like, you own the right to play the game. It sounds like ROMs, though. No, right, that's exactly what it is. But again, unless you have the physical hardware and the physical cartridge, or the original physical media, basically, then you didn't do that. So if you do that, then yeah, you're not doing anything illegal. That logic makes no sense. No, because again, you're taking something that you do own, and you're just shifting it into a different media, as opposed to going online and downloading something that you don't already own. And to be clear, for the most part, you're not going to run into issues like, oh, I didn't actually I own every Valskin, it's just on another account. Right, but you don't. That's what makes it illegal. Also, I have no idea how that shit with, like, digitally being locked in accounts is gonna fucking play into that. But yeah, generally, even if you don't actually, like, dump the files yourself, as long as you have the, like, original physical product, it's fine. Because most countries most countries consider format shifting to be illegal. Because you do own the product, you're just playing it on a different format, basically. Holy shit, I've not been keeping up with these this time. But yeah, and that's part of why, like, streamers have really no issues streaming emulated games, because, like, you know, it's not worth the trouble for the companies to... Right, exactly what you're saying. There's no way to figure out if you own the physical product. I mean, there is. If they decided to sue you, and then they could, through discovery, basically order you to show that you own the physical product, then, you know, they could do it that way. But it's just not worth the fucking effort at that point. So that's why they go after the sites that host that stuff, because, like, if you can't download it to begin with, then, you know, they're basically trying to stop it at the source. And it is illegal to be distributing it. Just because you own a product doesn't make it legal for you to sell it. Or even, again, even to distribute it. It doesn't... Whether or not you make money off of it doesn't change the fact that it's illegal or not. It'll change how likely they are to pursue you on it, and how much they're going to pursue you for, but... And then at that point you get into the, into shit like, hoarding and stuff like that, where technically, you know, like Pirate Bay doesn't actually... Why are people living off of borrowed time allowed to make these laws? I mean, again, And you can easily agree that, like, you know, when Gen 9, Scarlet and Violet come out, you know, the same day it comes out, you shouldn't be able to just go download it off of Pirate Bay. Does it really hurt much? No, but also, like, if you could just do it without any issue, then, like, why the fuck would anyone actually buy the game? So, like, there is a level at which this shit does matter. But I own it. Well, and again, that's the thing, right? Like, if you... Like, people stream the, like, emulated versions of Switch and Wii U games all the time. Because, in theory, yeah, if you own it, then it isn't an issue. And again, that's why they typically try and go after the sources of those, you know, people distributing that stuff. Because it's not worth the fucking trouble. Hell, Metallica tried to do that shit years and years and years ago with Napster, where they were threatening to sue millions and millions of people for downloading their shit on Napster. And it's like, what do you think you're going to achieve with this? You're just going to lose money because it's not like these people are going to be able to pay you for this shit. You know? Metallica is the one making these laws right now. Again, if they were to decide to be fucking crazy about it, and Nintendo wanted to go and be like, "Hey, you're emulating one of our games. We're gonna sue you, so you better come in with that physical fucking product." Then you would have to do so. If you didn't, then they would be able to fucking be like, "Hey, you pirated our software." It's just, again, it's 99.999% of the time, it's not worth the effort. Because, like you mentioned, you know, if you buy the game. Now, if they wanted to be fucking really insane, and there's a reason why no company will ever do this, because it just isn't worth the fucking effort, they could absolutely try and demand through discovery to be able to look into, like, I don't know. Also, a lot of this would depend on a judge deciding that it's worth the time of the court to even deal with this shit. But be like, okay, when did you buy that? Did you buy it after we sent you a cease and desist or whatever? We have Twitter, they will never attempt that nowadays. Right. And to be clear, most of this shit is a non-issue just because it's, you know, it's just, it's not going to help them to follow up on this shit. So whether or not the law says one thing, you know, ultimately they have to be the ones to pursue it, and so they almost never will. And we have our notable, you know, issues with, like, Nintendo, because, you know, they stick out because they're the only ones trying to pursue this shit. And even they don't go anywhere near as far as they technically, maybe legally could attempt to do. I'm probably gonna have to double check after this stream to like make sure my count is correct, because I don't doubt that in talking about all this stuff that I like just straight up had a whole set of eggs that I went through and I didn't like count a single one. No, actually, hold on a second. Okay, it's probably fine. If it was on like 35 right now or something. Not mad if they go after the distributors, but get the branch out of your ass and let us do this for personal use. Well, again, they do. It's technically, you know, in some cases it's technically not legal, but if it's not enforced in any way, then it doesn't really matter. And like, again, even Nintendo, like, Nintendo doesn't pursue people playing Pokemon Red on stream through an emulator. They just, you know, they will DMCA any ROM site that tries to upload their ROMs, but like... But the personal stuff, they don't bother to stop, because it's just gonna cause issues if they even try to do that, usually. They also DMCA any YouTube video that's not... They're a lot less bad about that shit than they used to be. Because actually, again, to go back to their creator program bullshit, I mean, it used to be real fucking bad with that shit. I mean, they weren't the only ones. I mean, it used to be you would have to, you know... There would be some games that you would try and upload to YouTube and you just immediately they'd be trying to take them down. Because just developers hadn't figured out yet that, like, that was not worth the fucking issue to do. Yeah, I know, like, definitely with some of the Smash stuff, they're still real fucking weird about, which is, again, it's so fucking weird because, like, then you look at Pokemon and, like, you know, there's all the ROM hacks and shit. You know, all the Pokemon Kaizo and the Nuzlocke runs that people do and randomizers and shit like that. And they don't ever, you know, again, other than going after any site that's distributing the ROMs. But, like, you know, if you upload a video about, you know, emulating a game or whatever, they don't give a shit. They don't bother with that stuff. But then Smash, they're real fucking weird about it. They're, like, constantly fucking getting into shit fights with tournaments and stuff about tournaments still playing Smash Bros. Melee and stuff like that. Granted, maybe they're just butthurt because people still play a fucking GameCube game instead of their brand new... Well, sorry, let me take it back. I was going to say brand new Switch game, but Smash Bros. Ultimate is old as fuck at this point. Yeah, the tournament stuff is... That's weird, the shit they were pulling with that. Actually, funny enough, Linus Tech Tips last week, or was it last week? It was a recent, their main, like, podcast, The WAN Show. Linus actually talked about Nintendo trying to sponsor a video with them, actually. And he was just straight up like, yeah, I mean, we'll do it, but... Well, the TLDR, I'll say, was... He told him, I'll do it, but I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to suck your dick on every fucking video we make from now on. So, you know, he'll do, like, the sponsored video to, you know, talk about whatever it is about whatever it was that they wanted, you know, him to do. But he's also absolutely still gonna, like, if in the next video he needs to talk about what shitty stuff they're doing, he's absolutely gonna do it. And, unsurprisingly, he hasn't heard back from them since then. Did I have something? Oh, I did, huh? We're getting up close to the point where we're gonna be, more likely to have gotten the shiny than not. But yeah, I should be able to hit 400 tonight. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to. Also, maybe Epic hasn't done anything about Rocket League because they allow you to mod other games on the launcher. That's probably not it. I guess what other games do they let you mod? Is it just... Because, I mean, generally anything that, like, is going to have an online component, they're going to be very, very, we'll just say, not happy about trying to mod that type of stuff. So yeah, generally single-player games, like, developers don't really bother caring because it affects literally nothing. And I'm just talking broadly about modding there, not, like, specifically about, like, cosmetics and stuff. Also, I am curious, when did Rocket League kind of have their stance about not caring about the cosmetic stuff? Kind of everything, like how Steam lets you mod. Okay, so basically if it's not like something that's gonna affect, you know, playing online, then they don't give a shit. Which makes sense. But like, for instance, if you like go and fucking install a mod for Fortnite to have all the Fortnite skins for free, does Epic care about that? And I suspect the answer is yes, but I don't know. I guess I probably should clarify, Fortnite Battle Royale, not the original Fortnite that had nothing to do with the Battle Royale. God, the fact that that game went from basically dead on arrival to being like one of the biggest games like ever is insane. Okay, so yeah, like the normal shit that you're gonna have for any game that has online, even ones that are going to even like developers that are like okay with mods are generally gonna say, but you can't use them for any online stuff. And then, yeah, the game might crash, yeah. That's partially just cover their own asses so that when, you know, when they update the game and it crashes because someone didn't uninstall their mods. And then they throw a shit fit. It's like, well, we literally told you to not fucking do that, so, you know, kind of your own fault. But, like, is there, like, an actual, like, statement from the developers saying that, that they're fine with the, whatchamacallit? That's on their website. Right, but I mean, do they specifically, have they said, like, yeah, they're fine with this mod? Because, again, generally when it's something that's gonna, like, give you free access to paid content, generally they're gonna, like, if they're gonna be fine with that, they're gonna say that they're fine with that. Or maybe they won't. Maybe that's part of it. It's just they don't even address it just so that they don't signal boost it so that way people keep on buying the actual cosmetics. That would actually make a lot of sense. I'm very surprised that that Epic hasn't forced them to, like, change that to include or to not allow people to have free cosmetics, basically. I'm glad they haven't, mind you. And as long as it's, I guess that's the other thing. Again, with Rocket League, you said that it only shows on your end, right? It doesn't show the other players. Though I am kind of interested how that would work, because it's like the in-game cosmetics anyways. This is after the game went free to play. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm like... It's cool that Epic hasn't changed that, because I have very, very low expectations of Epic, but, like... I am glad that it's that way. Every pro and content creator uses it. Probably not worth taking action. That's interesting. So they just... I guess they just accept that they're not really going to make any money off their cosmetics? Which is really interesting because it's free to play now? I don't know. That's interesting. I wonder if there was something when Epic, like, purchased that developer, console players. Oh, that is a very good point. I hadn't even thought about the fact that the console players were gonna be a thing. Yeah, never mind. That would absolutely do it. Because, yeah, I was thinking for a second there, like, how the fuck are they making any money? But yeah, the game's on console, so of course it's making money. But I do wonder, and now that you bring up the console thing, I think this is more tinfoil hat type shit, but I wonder if when Epic purchased that developer, part of the deal was that that was like something that they could not change. Also, weren't there, early into Rocket League, weren't there just, like, straight-up paid DLC? How does that stuff work with that? Both in, like, is it, like... Has that, like, been changed with free-to-play? And also, like, does that stuff give you that... Or does, like, the mod give you that stuff? Paid DLC? Yeah, early into Rocket League, I'm pretty sure there was paid DLC for, like, I want to say there was, like, a Fast and the Furious DLC. And, yeah, Rocket League's been around for a hot fucking... Fuck, when did Rocket League come out? 2015? Yeah, somewhere around that. Bundles. Well, originally, like... Originally, those were, like, the only cosmetics that you could really buy. Like, everything else was just you earn in-game. Can use those skins, but not the car. I need to have that myself. Okay, that makes sense. Because I remember, yeah, there was, like, you know, tie-ins. There's, like, the DeLorean from Back to the Future. I know there's stuff for Fast and Furious. But, yeah, there wasn't really a way to buy those individually. You just, like, you had to buy those packs. But yeah, this is like really old Rocket League. Because originally when the game came out, there was no like paid cosmetics at all. It was just you bought the game and then the cosmetics were in the game. You had to basically every I was gonna say race, but that's not what it is. But every match you did afterwards, you would unlock one random cosmetic. And I think you had all of the cars you had from the start, but all the, like, other cosmetic stuff. I think. At least, like, wheels and, like, the antenna toppers and stuff like that. They removed that after free-to-play. Gotcha, okay. Now it's impossible customization. Yeah, I know. That's actually is part of why I have so little, expectation from, God damn it, I did that again. From, Epic is, as soon as it, like, got taken over and it went free to play, that game went to shit real hard in terms of customization. Because, like, I didn't play it anymore at that time, because I was never good at, I was really never any good at Rocket League. I played it right when it came out. I got the Platinum Trophy on PS4, and then pretty much never touched it again because I knew I was just going to be trash at it. It was fun to beat up on the AI, though. But yeah, like, I knew people who, you know, were still playing it for a while, and then the Epic update happened, and, like, either they were very unhappy about it, or they just straight up stopped playing then, and none of those players still play it now. Valorant has had challenges and better customization for free-to-play. You wouldn't be saying shit. Yeah. I'm interested to see how Overwatch 2 is going to be with that going free-to-play. I am being salty bitch. They have nothing. Yeah. I mean, again, that's the same as League of Legends, so that doesn't really surprise me at all. Did I do it again? I think I must have done it again. God damn, I'm, like, doing terrible tonight. But yeah, I don't remember, how like the unlock or how the customization like unlocking stuff worked with Overwatch 1. I do remember it being, you know, pretty good though. I mean, obviously like there was, you know, buying packs and stuff, but like I don't remember it being bad. Mind you, I didn't play much Overwatch. So I'm interested to see if it's gonna be it's just loot boxes. Yeah, but I remember, like, you know, you got a decent amount. Okay. So yeah, I'm curious to see how that's gonna be with Overwatch 2, with it going free to play. Also interested to see what the single player component is gonna be, because to be clear, the multiplayer on Overwatch 2 will be free to play, but the single player is still gonna be paid, which is perfectly fine. That's a smart way to do it. I'm just curious to see what they're gonna do for single player. I'm probably not gonna buy it because I don't care. I barely care about first-person shooters at this point. That's how Halo did it. Yeah. But also, to be fair, the Halo multiplayer right now is a fucking not. Oh, fucking 343. Jesus fucking Christ, that company. The campaign was okay. Or you can even call it good, honestly. But, like, yeah, the multiplayer is... It's fun, but holy shit, the way all, like, the battle pass and the customization shit works, oh my god. Also, I want to say I saw something that there's not going to be any, like, substantial content updates for fucking... Halo Infinite until like 2024 or some shit. Love the movement in Halo Infinite. Oh yeah, no, the like gameplay is pretty damn good. For the most part, 343 hasn't fucked that up. I mean, like, 343's story basically starts with them not wanting to make a game that was the same as the other Halos. Which is, in some aspects, makes sense, right? Because you don't want to just be, you know, repeating the same formula over and over, and you do want to stand out on your own. But also, you have one of the most beloved franchises of all time, so maybe don't rock the boat too much, motherfuckers. I tried Master Chief Collection, but oh my god, they all feel so dated. Yeah, I mean, other than, like, maybe 4. But yeah, I mean, like, definitely, you know, making the movement more fluid and more interesting, really, is a big deal. But, like, Master Chief Collection came out. That game was a fucking shit fest for years before they got it together. Also, they're talking about adding microtransactions to that game now. Why? But like, Halo 4 was alright. Although the Prometheans just, I hate fighting the Prometheans. But then like Halo 5 damn near was a fucking hero shooter. I think it was like very late into it that got changed. And the campaign was really not good. Again, gameplay was decent. Or good even, or great. But like, the actual story itself and just like, it just was not very good. I forget if that was before or after Infinite, or Master Chief Collection. You thought Infinite was Halo 5? Oh boy. Fucking wish it was. Also, that's another fun thing. Fucking Halo 5 isn't fucking... I don't think Halo 5's ever coming to PC, they've said. Which is just like, how are you not gonna have... I mean, granted, actually, you really don't need to have played 5 to have any idea what's going on in Infinite. Which is another thing, like, what... I still don't understand what they were thinking with that. Where it's like, Halo Infinite... Or Halo 5 ends. And it's like, oh shit, there's gonna be a war with, like, Cortana, basically. And then Halo Infinite starts, and Cortana has been... basically destroyed, I guess we'll say. And, like, the whole War of the Guardians is already over. It's like, where the fuck did this time skip happen? Excuse me? I know there's, like, some tie-ins with, like, Halo Wars 2 and stuff, but, like... Like, you can't just skip over such a major part of the fucking story. Ruined my whole fucking day with spoilers. Yeah, sorry for spoiling the beginning of Halo Infinite. Like, I was somewhat interested to see where they were gonna go with the whole shit with Cortana and whatnot. And then you get to the end of, or you get to the start of Infinite, it's like, yep, we'd already dealt with that. It's like, excuse me? What? I'm sure there's some book or some shit that explains it, but like, you can't just like skip over that in the franchise, guys. What the fuck are you doing? Like, granted, I don't necessarily blame them for wanting to get away from Halo 5 because it just, oh my god, that story was so bad. Like, the thing with, like, you know, basically we now have a kind of rampant AI, but also it's not, like, really rampant. It's just, like, psychotic, I guess, or something, or going insane, or whatever. Like, some of that shit was, like, you know, explaining how Cortana was somehow still alive was weird, but, like, you know, the direction it was going could have been really cool. And then it's just like, nope, not happening. We're gonna go fight more Covenant. Never knew what was going on in Halo. Halo was always just shooty, bang, bang game, never cared for the story. I mean, it's not really that involved, at least in what you see in the games. There's plenty of, like, other shit that goes on with, you know, in, like, the books and stuff, but, like, the thing is, it's like, the jump from 5 to Infinite is like if they jumped from Halo 2 to Halo 4. And it's just like, you guys skipped a whole... Actually, that's an extremely good analogy, too, because this is the third game in the trilogy. Or, in, you know, in the new trilogy, I guess. But it's just like... Like, it's not, the story needs to be necessarily that in-depth, or, you know, you need to tell a whole lot of it in, you know, in the games or anything, but, like, you can't just completely skip over a plot point and just, like it never even happened. Why do I keep doing this? Jesus Christ. I'm gonna be honest, I might actually wrap up pretty soon here, because I keep on, like... I've been so bad about the count tonight. And admittedly, I'm still not feeling 100%. I think I'll get up to like 3... Let me see where I'm at on boxes real quick, and then I'll decide what I'm going to get up to. I don't think I'm going to go for the full 400. Maybe one day you can join the stream and not start a random argument. Ah, you're good, man. I don't mind talking about stuff like that. It's just I would appreciate if my dumb ass could stop being stupid about the counter, pretty much. That's like the big issue. Like, reading is not hard, and I'm still fucking it up somehow. So that's just entirely on me. Alright, one more. Move those over. Really wish I would have stopped on the last set, because I was gonna say might wrap up when I finish a box, but I had just done that. So yeah, we'll go to 375, and actually that'll work out really well because we'll get up to 500 next stream. All right, so 2 more sets of Pokemon here. Or maybe this egg that I just picked up will be the shiny. I don't know. I'll just have to find out. Oh. Sorry, I was looking at my phone. Actually, I'm thinking about it now. I kind of hope I don't get this today in like the next 10 eggs. Just because since I don't have the webcam on, that's, you know, might not be ideal. Yeah, I was kind of hoping to get this today, because then there's gonna be a possibility of getting 2 shinies this weekend. But I don't think that's gonna happen at this point. Mind you, it wasn't a great possibility, because that meant that in the next 2 streams I had to get another shiny as well. But I don't know, I think maybe if this, assuming we don't get this today, and if the hunt tomorrow goes kind of decently deep into the stream. Maybe I'll just play Minecraft on Sunday. Or like Legends Arceus or something. Just something different. Because it has been like a couple weeks since I played anything but breeding for shinies. Maybe one day though, you'll run out of rant juice yourself. So sad they ruined your only hobby. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, one day we'll get some sort of legislation about shit like loot boxes. At least in the US, because I mean there has been a little bit in other countries. And hopefully that causes a bit of a retraction with like a lot of the microtransaction shit. I don't think it'll happen, but who knows? You watch streams more than you game nowadays. Yeah, I mean, I don't really play video games all that often anymore myself. It's mostly just on stream at this point. And if it's off stream, it's probably just me shiny hunting some more. Honestly, Hard Space Shipbreaker is like the most time I've put into a game that wasn't Pokemon in probably a couple of years, to be honest. Which reminds me, I need to go back to that at some point here. I'm at the point on that game where I've basically experienced all the content, and I just have one achievement left for like finishing the last chapter of the story, which, boy, talk about a game that would really just be better if there wasn't a story at all. Like, just straight up, just if they deleted the story, that game would be better. Because all it is just annoying commentary, pretty much. And even more annoying because sometimes it just kind of like stops you from starting your next ship. Because you just have to listen to them fucking talk for like 5 minutes. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, it literally in no way, shape, or form affects playing the game whatsoever. Or affects like the gameplay whatsoever. Except that it gets in the way of it. But now I'm at the point where, like, I pretty much have most of my stuff fully upgraded. Or at the very least, any further upgrades aren't really gonna help me. And so I just have to keep doing ships to unlock more of the story. Your usual day. Download a game that seems fun, open it, close after 5 minutes, and then delete it. Yeah. Honestly, I don't even really get to that point anymore. Like, there's definitely a lot of games I still want to, like, get into and try. I just don't have time for it. Like, right now... Actually, funnily enough, I think yesterday, I downloaded, what was it? Total War Kingdoms, which is like the it's a Total War game, but it's based in the Three Kingdoms era of China, which is really cool because like I love that era just because of like Dynasty Warriors and shit. But I downloaded it, and then today or yesterday or something, I kind of went, I'm never going to play this because I literally just don't have the time, and so I just uninstalled it. Ooh, there's a new Plague Tale game coming soon. That's cool. Plague Tale was an interest. I didn't play it, but I watched it, and it looked really cool. So I'm very happy to see that getting a sequel. Yeah, I have Art of Rally, Hard Space Shipbreaker, Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Minecraft, Slime Rancher, and Stardew Valley. installed on Game Pass. And granted, oh, also in Final Fantasy 13 too, but I know that's a trash game. That's like my guilty pleasure game because I don't know why, but when that game came out, I fucking loved playing that so much. I understand it's a stupid, stupid shit story. Maybe I shouldn't even say shit story, but like it messes with like time travel and shit, and the main characters are both two of the dumbest motherfuckers to ever be in a video game. But god, that game was just so fucking much fun to play. And so I keep telling myself that I'm gonna go and actually play it on PC now, because I played it on the PS3 years and years and years and years ago. So I really want to see it like in 1440p on like, you know, just to see it in higher definition and like without hopefully any compromises. We'll see. But yeah, like Stardew Valley, I'm not even sure why I have that installed, because I have the Steam version, so like I don't care about actually I should probably just uninstall it. But also like it doesn't take up any storage space, so who cares? But, like all those are games that I want to play more of. Especially like Mass Effect, that's another one I want to go through and do like a full playthrough of Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3. And carrying over my character on each one. Because that's another very beloved franchise of mine, and god, Mass Effect 1 in the Legendary Edition looks so fucking good. It's been like so awesome to play that, but like I just don't have the time for it. I want to degen for 16 hours a day on a single game, but these games literally aren't fun enough for the scam transactions, microtransactions to work on me. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, there's plenty of trash now, especially on Steam. Ugh. There's so much trash on Steam and, like, the app stores and stuff, but, like... Oh, just finding the time... Because that's another thing. I don't like playing, like, a story game for, like, 10 minutes and then putting it back down. Or, I want to, like, you know, kind of like you, kind of binge it all at once on a day. But, like, I just don't have the time to do that. It sucks. Alright, let's get these moved over. No shinies today. That's alright. We are... Well, we're at the point where we should have seen... Or, we're more likely to have seen a shiny than not by now, but... Oh well, that is what it is. Got a PC just to be depressed at PC games? Yeah. I mean, I love Game Pass. Just because it's like... Yeah, I'm paying $10 a month or whatever for it, but like... Just all the games that are there is like awesome. And I mean, there really is something for just about everyone in there. And some of it's trash, but most of it's decent. Not necessarily always your thing, but most of it is decent. But yeah. Anyways, so I'm gonna pretty much pay $10 a month to play Forza 2 times a month. And when I play, it's for like 30 minutes. Yeah, I mean, like, granted, I talk about Game Pass a lot, but then, like, I barely play it. Like, even Forza, like, I was really excited for Horizon 5, and I basically beat it, and now I ended up uninstalling it, although that was more accidental, actually. I didn't mean to try and do that, but it happened, and I didn't bother to reinstall it. But yeah, yeah, once I, like, beat that game, it wasn't like Horizon 4 where, like, I kept playing it quite a bit. Because, like, the new content, like, there's still new shit coming out for Horizon 5, but I just didn't care. But yeah, anyway, so I'm wrapping up there. Tomorrow is going to be more Slowpoke hunting. Depending on how that goes... If we get it pretty early on, we'll start Ponyta again. or Ponyta at all. I already got one shiny Ponyta, but I do need to get another, so I'll get that second one on stream. But if we get this Slowpoke pretty late into that, so like say like after streaming for like an hour and a half or 2 hours tomorrow, then we'll just we'll probably just end the stream there, and then on Sunday we'll either continue whatever shiny hunt we were already doing. If somehow Slowpoke takes till Sunday, I'm going to be a little unhappy, but I mean, that does happen. I'll only be in like the 600s by that point. Yeah, we'll either play Minecraft or we'll just continue a shiny hunt. And then, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and say no stream on Monday or Thursday anymore, just because it never fucking happens. Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll see. I'm kind of thinking about going to just being on the weekends. Kind of just to help with average viewers, basically, as I'm getting like close to hopefully getting to affiliate. But we'll see. Again, it depends on how I'm feeling. I did have some things going on, which were why I didn't stream this Tuesday or Wednesday, but also I just didn't feel like it. It was a mix of them. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And I don't know what that midweek stream will be. Probably RCS, but we'll see. Anyways, thank you guys, everyone who watched. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. You know, I upload all my VODs. I'm mostly caught up. I think everything's uploaded. It's just not necessarily public yet. It's like still it's scheduled for or release or whatever. But yeah, and also if you're watching on YouTube, come follow the Twitch channel, because yeah, I stream definitely every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Again, usually like a Tuesday or Wednesday is in there as well. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.